Welcome to the Out of Capes podcast for Arrow Season 3, Episode 4, titled The Magician. This is a weekly podcast focusing on CW's The Arrow series. I am Staffa, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm the other one, Eric.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for not having an episode last week. We were unable to record, but we should be back on schedule this week.
Yes.
So this show is structured with first we're going to review last week's episode since we missed last week. After that, we're going to go on with our regularly scheduled podcast and do a recap on this week's episode, episode 4. Then we're going to review and rate that episode. And after that, we will give you a warning and talk about theories and potential spoilers. So, let's go on. Talk about last week's episode, real quick.
What's there to talk about?
What was the title for last week's episode?
I don't remember, and I don't know if I care.
Overall, last week's episode, I think I liked it a little bit
Corto
more.
Maltese. Corto Maltese.
Okay. I liked it a little bit more than the previous two episodes. I mean, it felt like it was like a filler episode. Like it wasn't sticking with the main storyline.
No.
But despite that, it had some decent action and good pacing.
Yeah.
I would give last week's episode a 3 out of 5 stars.
I give it a 2.
A 2.
I didn't like that episode whatsoever.
There are a lot of things I didn't like as far as Laurel was a crazy person.
I just hate Laurel in general.
Her character is crazy.
And they're supposed to make her make the audience like her, and she just seems like she's batshit crazy.
I don't see how the way that they're portraying her. I don't see how she's likable. I don't see how they're trying to make her likable. In fact, if anything, they're making me dislike her even more because of how insane she is.
Yes.
Trying to beat up a guy in an alley. Oh, I got a baseball bat. I'm gonna beat him up.
Yep.
Other things about the episode I thought were odd were basically the action scene with everybody,
where
how
they're shooting and everything.
How Oliver made makeshift bows and arrows.
Yes.
So okay.
The hotel, they somehow work.
Yeah, that's one. The weapons would probably be really crappy. That's one. Two, yes. Wouldn't it be cheaper for him to just go out and buy some weapons rather than make them? Because I imagine the hotel's gonna
expensive for it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of like a nod because supposedly that's how Oliver made his first bow on the island in the comics. He made it out of parts, stuff he found around the island and everything.
But come on now, he just ripped up the hotel room. You know, they're gonna take that out of his safety deposit and then some.
Yes.
Also the fact that he doesn't conceal his identity.
No.
Just because they're outside of the country, it's okay for him to not conceal his identity.
Yep.
I mean, that's okay. Diggle even yells Oliver at one point.
Yeah.
That's okay. If Mark Cuban was a superhero at night, and I might not be living inside America. I might be what country was that? Some made up country that.
Corto Maltese, which is really weird because like the scenes where they show like Thea and like
But is that
you
even a
know,
real country or?
I don't know. I know
I
that
don't,
like the scenes inside the mansion are all from Monaco.
but let's say these some of these people they watch TV. They know who some of the richest people in the world are. It's like, oh, I see some guy who looks like Mark Cuban. The guy
Yep.
yelled Mark.
Yep.
This guy's obviously Mark Cuban.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's same deal here. I feel
Yeah.
like it's
They have like a manhunter. Manhunter tries to steal everyone's Argus identity.
hmm But I mean, like I think like this, it had a lot of issues with it, but I think it was a little bit more entertaining than the previous
Yeah.
2 episodes. That's why I give it a 3 out of 5, and the previous 2 episodes I gave them like 2s.
I give them threes, and I give this one two. I did not like it.
Okay, so let's move on and talk about this past week's episode,
Yes.
The Magician. Haja. So let's talk about all the flashbacks clumped together rather than So the flashback, Oliver, he's a hitman,
Yes.
kills an old man eating ice cream,
Yes.
and apparently Amanda Waller told him that the plane that he prevented from getting shot down
Yes.
had that white dragon lady,
China White,
China White.
not Dragon Lady. So feel not
Sta-
every case.
Stacy from Phineas and Ferb.
Yep. Cheshire from Young Justice.
He prevented Stacy from Phineas and Ferb from dying. So first of all, he took advantage of that little kid.
Yeah, he did. He's like, I'll give you 5 candy bars if you let me open up this secret confidential government file.
Yeah, he's like putting their lives in danger. What a
Yes.
big jerk.
Yep.
Big jerk wearing a big wig.
Exactly. The wigs are getting better, though. You have to think about that. It's not like season 1 wigs.
You know, while we're talking about his hair, this is.
I know.
I mean, I noticed that what they're trying to do is transition to him looking like how he looked in episode 1
Yes.
on the island.
Yes.
But so this is him being stranded. This is year 3 of him being
Yes.
stranded, and he still has a 5 o'clock shadow.
Exactly. He's really slow facial hair, but really amazing head hair.
Alright, so I mean that's pretty much it as far as the flashbacks go, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he killed a dude eating ice cream. Come on now, he's just eating ice cream.
Yep.
He kind of killed him in public too.
They just left the body.
Just did the public execution. That's kind of odd.
He did an Assassin's Creed and just put the body like a hay bale or something.
Yeah. So let's talk about the rest of the episode. Oliver, he meets up with Thea. They're having lunch together, and Thea reveals that.
Did you notice the coffee shop, though?
What's that?
Did you notice where they had the lunch?
Is it the same coffee shop that?
The Flash, yes. They
The
reused the
Flash?
coffee shop set.
Great. So she reveals that there are potential investors wanting her to reopen the club. I think that's a lie. I think it's just gonna be Merlin.
I do too.
Because like she just gets back, from being gone for what 6 months,
Yeah.
and it's like who
Yes, I'm an investor. I want to give my money to the daughter of someone who went for governor, who ran a bar, who's not even legally able. She's just now legally to drink.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Merlin. Uh,
Oh,
but
never
like,
mind. She's not even legal to drink. She's only 19.
yeah. I was like, also, what happened to their stepdad? Like, he's like no longer a character in the show anymore.
Yeah, Walter. I think earlier someone asked him, sent him something over Twitter, and he goes, "When Moira died, Walter's character got cut out of the show," which I find really stupid because he's still Thea's stepdad in a
Yeah.
way, and he was
Well, he's
there
also,
for
well,
5 years.
he's Oliver's stepdad too.
Exactly. He was there for Thea for 5 years. Oliver just came back and he was there for like a few months.
Yeah. So, anyways, um, so Thea reveals that that she's getting the club back. After that, um, basically, Nissa comes in. Nissa Al Ghul comes in, threatens uh, Oliver with an arrow, saying, "Where's Sarah?" That wasn't necessary.
No.
Totally unnecessary. She just wants to like be the boss, be threatening. That's totally unnecessary. And after she finds out that Sarah's dead, she goes to the grave where Laurel's hanging out.
That's Laurel, just hangs out at cemeteries.
Yep. Just hanging out all day long, all day strong, all day, all night.
Anytime someone she knows dies, she hangs out at the cemetery at their grave like every day.
Yep. So yeah, and basically she says that Nissa says that she loved Sarah, da 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 da, and Laurel. What'd she say to Nissa? Like,
I don't remember. I remember what Nissa said to her. I don't remember what she said. Laurel said to her.
Laurel said something about like she won't understand or something along those lines, and then Nissa turned it around on her and said that, "Oh, I gave Sarah that jacket.
And
You're
you
not
don't
worthy.
deserve. Yeah, you're not
You're
worthy
not
of wearing.
worthy." It's like the writers of the show are trying to make that leather jacket more important than what it should be.
Yep.
It's just a leather jacket.
But also you have to think about too. It's like the hood. It's like Oliver's hood was originally Yao Fei's, and then it was Shadow, and now it's Oliver's. So they're kind
But the hood that he's currently wearing isn't the same hood. It's a leather hood now.
of yes. But the
You
whole
know?
concept of wearing the hood and everything.
I mean, like, was in the comics, was there significance to
No.
Black Canary's jacket?
Nope.
That's what I thought.
I mean, she wore one, but it wasn't significant.
Yeah, like they're trying to make this jacket a little too significant than it should be.
When you think of Black Canary, you think of like the fishnets, which they hinted at in the first episode of the first season.
Okay, so other than that, they pretty much talk about Merlin being alive,
Yes.
and then they look at the note with the ghost ink that was tucked away in Sarah's boot or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I was really ghost ink that somehow Oliver's dad had a whole notebook of.
yeah, I imagine that if you're writing something with invisible ink, that it would be kind of tough to keep within the lines, especially when there's no lines on the paper.
Exactly.
So they talk about Merlin being alive. Look at the note. What was on that note? I don't remember.
It was like Jansen, and then like an address or something like that.
And also her notes on Merlin.
Yep. Because she was making sure because they got a rumor that Merlin was still alive. She was there spying on him.
Yeah. So Laurel goes to her dad, Lance.
Yes.
What's it? Officer Lance, Detective Lance, Chief Lance,
I think it's Chief Lance now.
Chief Lance. All right. So it goes to Chief Lance. Asks about Jansen, and blatantly lies and makes Nissa lie about Sarah.
Yep.
Lies.
Lies.
So she searches for Jansen, well, okay, they search for Jansen. Oliver
Yes.
with his crew and Nissa.
Yep.
Everyone's wearing hoods except for.
Diggle. He just has a gun.
And
He goes like split up, and then they all split up different directions. But Roy stays behind Diggle for like the longest time, and then separate goes off into the courtyard.
yeah, and okay, not only does he have the most revealing outfit, he doesn't have a hood. You can see his face clearly.
Yep.
But
he's at a Buddhist temple, and he's a black man.
I mean, on top of him not matching the attire, the weaponry. Everybody has arrows, which is a silent weapon. He doesn't have a silencer on his gun.
Nope.
At least give his gun a silencer. Come on now. Something.
Nope.
He's
that's not Diggle's style.
It's like the old Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other.
Yep.
It's Diggle, and not because of his skin color. It's because of everything else.
Yep. He's a soldier. He doesn't need silencer.
Yeah, he'll make a big ruckus, and everyone will see him, his face.
Here's the other thing too. You think about it as another way. If all of them are being stealthy, use Diggle as a distraction with his gun when he's loud. They won't hear the rest of them come up behind him and kill him silently.
So Diggle and Roy find Jansen.
Yep.
And tell Oliver that the person that Nissa found is not Jansen. And at that point, it was pretty obvious who it was going to be.
Yes, it was obvious it was Merlin when she first saw him.
Yeah.
From behind, they even looked like Barrowman.
Mhm. Yeah. So I thought him dodging the arrow was pretty cool.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's a slick move. Do it again. And he escaped pretty quickly. Like nobody chased after him. They just let him run off. Oliver shot him with the super tracking arrow technology.
He's slowly getting trick arrows.
Yeah. And when he tells Laurel about that tracking arrow, Laurel flips out.
Yes.
She flips tables. Yep. Reinforcing her craziness from, the last episode.
Remember, she's also like assistant DA now.
Yeah. Which is like totally out of her character from like last season.
Yeah.
Which, she's all about you gotta stay within the law.
Yeah.
Can't kill people. Now she is like completely wanting to take things into her own hands and wants to kill people, and she's totally crazy.
But they killed her sister, Safa. She must kill them with zero evidence that proves that theory.
Hey, she didn't want to kill Oliver in season 1. She just hated him.
Exactly.
She blamed him for her death. When she thought Sarah was dead the first time, she didn't want to kill anybody, but now she wants to kill people.
Yep.
So, she goes out marching out angry. Nissa, bad idea. Oh, we already know it's a bad idea when she says, "I'll go talk to her." because we all know that Nissa is the voice of reason, right?
Exactly. Let's try to say trained assassin. And that's when
Yep.
I sent you something like, yeah, Laurel, great idea to start a verbal argument with a trained assassin in the alleyway.
hmm And then Laurel tells Nissa, uh, I know Oliver's not gonna kill Merlin, so I need you to do it. And Nissa, like you can see her eyes going red, and she's like, yes, kill everything.
Oh my god.
So yeah. After that, we have Roy meeting up with Thea at the club,
Yes.
and Thea is the only person cleaning up and restoring the place.
While wearing belly shirt.
Yeah. And obviously, it's not a hot day because Roy is wearing a jacket.
Exactly. It's not just Arrow. Flash did the same thing. It's
Yep.
like W had a whole bunch, and they're like, we have to get our actresses to all wear them on the same week.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, if a place is being cleaned up to be, restored for, an opening,
Yes.
they would hire like a crew to clean up the place,
Exactly. Not the
not
owner.
just, not just like. Is her budget that low that she has to clean it
Also,
up
especially
herself?
she had investors. You think the investors would also pay for like a cleaning crew and help get it set up and marketing and promotion of it
Yep.
reopening.
And while doing all this cleaning, she still doesn't know about the secret headquarters downstairs.
That's not.
Yep, and she never noticed them park their cars outside.
Nope.
So, anyways, what do we get out of this? Basically, from that scene, basically, Thea is no longer interested in Roy, but Roy is still interested in her.
Yes, and Roy's like, I'm just gonna be platonic as your best friend. Friend zone.
Yep. He's in the same club as Barry.
Yep. Well, not as bad though. Roy's trying to be friend zone, but he has ulterior motives. Barry just straight friend zoned and like he can't get out of it.
hmm So, I mean, the crew has a discussion on whether Merlin should live or die. We have Diggle and Roy, Laurel, like Felicity, like everybody is like, yeah, Merlin should die.
Yep.
And Oliver is like, no, I don't do that anymore. I'm better than that.
Yet in the comics, he's killed over 17 people.
Hey, in season 1 he killed way more than 17 people.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, they all like seeing he's killed 17. He's probably killed a lot more. Does he kill? No. He's like Batman. He just seriously maims them.
Yeah. Nissa comes in and jumps Thea because in the previous scene, Oliver reveals that Merlin's daughter is Thea. And we have
your notes. The first.
we have Roy to the rescue with this amazing car flip. So not only can he flip off a car, he can flip over a car too.
And that works so well. He flipped the car, she just flings a dart and he goes down.
We should make a Roy flip counter.
Yep.
So this is Roy flip 2, right?
I think so, yes. I think he does a 1 an episode, so this is the fourth one, so I'm guessing 4.
I don't think he does a 1 in an episode. I don't know, but this is
I know
definitely
he did the first episode, and I know he did it in.
This is definitely the second flip that involved a car.
Yes. I don't know why he flips, but he does.
Yeah. Well, he totally got deboed.
Yep.
And yeah. Oh, I totally missed something on my notes.
What you doing?
I missed Oliver and Merlin meeting in public
Oh yeah, that one.
because Oliver tried to track down Merlin with his tracking technology, which backfired. Merlin
Yes.
knew about it and diverted him to a warehouse, another empty warehouse.
Yep. And this time an
Uh,
air conditioning one.
Yep, and then they meet up in public, and Merlin tells him he didn't kill Sarah. It makes no sense for him to kill Sarah. It wasn't him, and he pretty much hints that he thinks that Ra's al Ghul did it.
Yes. We'll get into that in theories.
Yes. So back to the car flip.
Yes.
Fast forward to where we were. We have Merlin. He looks outside his office window. Like, how does he have an office, but yet he's trying to still stay incognito?
That I don't know.
Like, what's the office for? Is it for his
Too, it looks like it's the same place. It's the same place he had like in season 1.
So he looks out the window and sees the purple smoke signal.
Yes.
And obviously, purple smoke means I have your daughter,
Yes.
as Diggle pointed out. And then we have Arrow versus Nissa. You know, he saves Thea.
Yeah,
And
upside down. For someone who spent the past 5 months training with Malcolm, she's. I understand letting Nissa take him while Roy was somewhat semi-conscious, but once Roy knocked out, you think she would have fought back a little.
but you basically have a white belt going against a black belt. You have one person who spent 5 months training and another person who spent their entire life training.
Yeah. I can see.
It's like having having a beginner go against the world champion.
But also,
So
it's the
it's not gonna
blind
happen.
faith. It's this blind faith that she has with Merlin, though. That's just really awkward, weird.
Yes.
Merlin was gonna just rescue her.
hmm So when Arrow saves Thea, I thought this was pretty ridiculous because he shot her down
Yeah.
and he was pretty far to begin with and was able to swoop in and catch her before she landed on the ground.
Yeah.
So he was running faster than the speed of gravity
Exactly.
because the distance from him to her was much further than the distance from her to the ground.
Flash is wearing off on Arrow.
So, you know, he cuts her open without his voice mask, tells her to run away.
Yeah.
And then there's a three-way fight between Nissa versus looks like both Oliver and Merlin are on one side.
Yeah.
So this shows that Nissa is a better fighter than all three of them. Out of the three, she's the best fighter because she's able to, keep up with two of them.
Yeah.
And one-on-one, Oliver isn't able to keep up with Merlin.
Yep.
So this means Nissa's the best, right?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Probably yes.
Or am I looking too deep into this?
No, I think you're probably right. Like you said, she's been training her whole life. The other two just kind of like picked it up.
Mm-hmm. So after that, he pretty much Merlin shoots 3 arrows at Nissa, pinning her to the wall, and Oliver points his arrow at Merlin, says, "Hey, if you believe that I killed Sarah, then go ahead and shoot me."
Yeah.
And he lets Merlin walk away.
Which I mean, I understand not killing, but like I said, seriously maim him. Like, seriously injure him so he can't, like, walk or run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you could have just, like...
He's gonna dodge the arrow, though. He's slick.
True, very true. He could catch the arrow.
Yep. So after that, they have an argument at headquarters, and Nissa slaps him or punches him. Yeah, she sucker punches him.
And he's like, I deserve that.
Yep. And Nissa basically says he is now an enemy of the League of Assassins.
Yes.
And after that, we see Laurel, who is a beginner but is soon to be a world champion at boxing.
Exactly.
Yep, she's gonna.
I help her so much. Train assassins. Boxing.
Yep, Nissa gives Laurel a tip to swing with her hips, because when you punching is a full body motion.
Exactly.
It's not just an arm motion. And what else do they say in this conversation?
Nothing. Just Nissa has a blood oath to find her killer, kind of thing, and she'll take down Merlin, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. After that, we find out that Roy is going to be the new assistant manager of the bar.
You skipped something again.
Oh, did I skip something? Oh yeah. Okay.
Oliver.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oliver and Thea meet up. Oliver tells Thea that Merlin's alive, but he's not being completely honest with her.
No, he's not.
Like, he's not telling her about him being Arrow. He's not telling her about anything.
Yes.
You know, he's like, oh, I'm trying to.
Told her the truth about Dad, though.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, I'm trying to live up to my promise of telling you the truth, but obviously he's not. He's not telling her the truth. Why is he?
People, he's the only one that doesn't. She's the only one that doesn't know.
Yeah, like even people who he has no reason to trust know he is Arrow, like Diggle's baby mama. He doesn't know her enough.
That I don't think he told her. I think Waller told her. Because Waller knows it's Oliver, so I'm guessing Waller told like her too.
But he has no reason to not tell Thea. He is being dishonest, and this is gonna backfire on him.
Yeah.
It's obvious it will. So yeah, Roy talks with Thea. He's the new assistant manager. And then Thea gets a call from Merlin.
She's also lying too. Now she's doing what season 1 Oliver did. Look, we'll have a call from an investor, and it's like her dad. It's her dad most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, then she said it was like her hairstylist or something like that. Something dumb.
She said it was the style, like interior design stylist.
Oh, okay.
Or designer for the club or something like that.
Yeah. And, she tells Merlin, oh, Oliver has no clue.
Yes. So she thinks that Merlin saved her.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, so she didn't realize that was Arrow that...
No, she thinks Merlin's the one to save her, and that's why she told Merlin, thank you.
Oh, okay. And then you have the final scene with the reveal of Ra's al Ghul.
Yes. And how do you feel about that?
He looks very Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Like, extremely like him.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, I saw a picture of this guy, like looking him up on Google when it was first revealed that he was going to be the actor, and from how they made him look on the show, it looks like they went out of their way to make him look like Liam Neeson.
Yep. we can't get Liam, so we're just gonna get the other dude.
Yeah.
We'll hire another Aussie, since last season's big bad was an Aussie.
Yeah. Can you get a little closer to the mic?
Yes, I can.
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
Yes.
So overall thoughts. What did you think? What would you rate this episode?
I would probably rate it.
Out of 5 stars.
I know. I'm thinking.
I'm just reminding the listeners we do 5 stars.
And no half stars.
Yeah, no half stars, because that is for wimps.
Okay. I'd probably give it a 4 star.
4 star?
Yeah.
I will agree.
Yeah,
I think this was.
I'm on the fence. It could be 3 or 4. I'll give it 4 because we did see Merlin. It was the 50th episode, and we finally got to see the reveal of Al Ghul. So.
Yeah, I think this was a pretty strong episode. Like they didn't help Laurel's character much, especially with the damage that they did to her character the previous episode. They didn't do too much to help her out. In fact, she her insanity level has it's like stabilized to a level of insane.
Yeah.
It's not going up or down.
I mean, they also introduced a lot of story arcs that are gonna go over the whole season too.
Yeah, I mean the action was pretty decent in this episode. I liked the scene with Oliver and Merlin.
Yes, that was a good scene.
Yeah.
Well, when they're talking.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that scene. I thought that was a great scene because it kind of showed that they're beyond the whole one's evil, one's bad. They're they're basically the same side of they're bringing same coin but just different sides, and they're getting more to that just rival level.
I mean, it was a
Merlin's in the comic is just Green Arrow's rival. He just appears. He goes, "I want to have an archery contest with you." That's it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a simple scene, but it was a really well done scene, especially what was the actor's name? Who does Merlin?
John Barrowman.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that performance.
Yeah.
So I'll agree with you. I think this is so far the best episode of this season. I mean, so far this season has not been very strong in my opinion, but this episode was pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's move on. We don't have any listener feedback this week, but if you want to write in and let us know what you think about the current week's podcast, next week, if you after the show airs. If you want to let us know what you think of next week's episode, write in to capes@outofcontinues podcast. Let us know which show you're talking about because we do both Flash and Arrow. So in the subject line, put Arrow.
No Gotham.
No Gotham. Gotham's terrible. The show's bad.
Maybe Constantine, but
We'll see how Constantine goes. I mean, that first episode, it was okay. But, write in to capes@outofcontinues.com.
Yes.
If you enjoy what you've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review. You can contact by email. That's capes@outofcontinues.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/outofcontinues. All these can be found on the website. That's www.outofcontinues.com/tvpodcasts. Or if you just go to outofcontinues.com, you'll find a link on the side that says TV Podcasts. You can give me a tweet. I am @SayedStafa. That's @SAYEDSTAFA. And Eric over here does not believe in Twitter.
I said I would get one if Batman shows up on either Flash or Arrow.
If Batman shows up.
Yes, Batman.
You know he won't.
Exactly.
So with that said, I am Stafa.
I'm Eric.
See you guys later. either in the spoiler section or next week's episode.
Yes, next week.
Spoilers!
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 Okay.
Final warning, spoilers. Alright, let's talk. Do you have any spoilers?
Do you want me to talk about next episode?
Sure.
Next episode is the episode most people are waiting for, which is The Secret Origin of Felicity Small, where we learn little about Felicity's life before Arrow. The photos that have been released of the episode, she looks like a goth with black hair and gothy clothing. And we meet
Okay.
her.
So she goes from goth to stripper.
Yes. So either she dyes her hair black or she dyes her hair blonde. Either way, it's lying.
Yep.
We meet her mother, who was a waitress, and to her, money means everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess her boyfriend at MIT, they create this hacking program, and I'm just, from what I looked, I'm guessing he comes to Starling City, and she's the only one that can stop him because she created it like 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yes. That's
I
next
see.
week.
Alright. Do we have any other spoilers that we know of that's coming up?
Episode 7 is the Cupid episode, which I thought they would wait until at least February around Valentine's Day to do, but no.
Oh man, they made me a liar.
I know.
I confirmed it in February.
Yes, you did. It's episode 7.
Oh, I'm such a liar now. Why didn't they listen to me? It made sense.
It makes sense to have the obsessed serial killer of Green Arrow in February.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she is episode 7, and CW is reusing a person from Supernatural to play her.
Mm-hmm. So as far as
Oh, you want to go like Merlin stuff?
yes.
Okay. What I believe happened is I believe Merlin didn't kill Sarah.
Yeah.
I believe Raw did it. Because
Ooh.
I think, like he said when Nissa was there, she wasn't one of us, so he killed her because he didn't want Nissa being
Raish?
Raish.
Yes.
He didn't want Raish. Raish didn't want Nissa with Sarah, this degenerate, so he just had her killed.
Mm-hmm.
And with the
How come Nissa is the only one who says Raish correctly?
I don't know. The other thing that bugs me is they both have this weird Australian British accent, yet they live in the Middle East. Makes no complete sense.
Hey, don't you know if you want a character to sound foreign, just give them a British accent.
Yep.
It's like Prince of Persia.
To American British seems foreign to them.
In Prince of Persia, everybody has a British accent.
Yep, it works.
But yeah, I think, you know, from after what Merlin has said, I agree that I think Raish, maybe not himself, but maybe he sent an assassin to take her out.
Yes. I believe it's just Raish himself. The way she acted, I think it's Raish.
Yeah, I mean, I did like after when we did our first podcast, I suspected it was Raish,
I thought it was Komodo. I was wrong.
and yeah, I still think it's either him or like whether he pulled the trigger or not, figuratively speaking, whether he was the one who pulled the trigger or not, I feel like he was the one who had her killed.
Some people believe it's Thea because Sarah was tailing Merlin, so Merlin sent Thea on her.
Thea wasn't even in the country.
We don't know.
She was not in the country.
She told them that she was in Europe, and it turns out she was in South America.
In a fake country.
country, an island off South America, which no one's ever heard of.
But I don't think it's Thea. I think it's Raish.
Do you think Thea knows about Oliver?
I don't think she knows yet.
I think that's gonna come up because lies. That's the one lie Merlin doesn't tell Thea, and it's gonna backfire on him. Because lies hurt. She's tired of lies.
Mhm.
Also goes the whole theme of Raish killing Sarah. Then Nissa gets all angry with Raish.
Mhm.
Also, did you notice there's Lazarus Pit at the end of that section?
Oh no, I didn't see the Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, he was sitting in the Lazarus Pit, and he came out at the end of the episode when he was talking to Nissa.
Ah, okay. I thought he was
So
coming out of a spa.
it's a pit in Middle East. I don't think there's a spa and a temple built into a mountain.
Hey, he might have whatever there, man. Yeah.
You
All
can see
right. So, do we have anything else for before we sign off?
no, not really.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.